Peace, family. Vie Darling, the Cosmic Queen, and your intergalactic interpreter. And I know it's been a little while since we last spoke, but that is why you should. I hate this lip gloss. I got this to try it, and I just really don't like it. It sucks. It's the Fat Oil Lip Drip by NYX. Honestly, trash. Like Rihanna's is so much better. The Fenty Beauty Heat, so much better. I do not like this. Anyway, it's been a while, but I have been actively posting on the mysteries on my Substack channel or my Substack newsletter. And that goes behind the paywall today. So there will not be any more free ones, but I definitely recommend going and subscribing because it is really so chock full of information. Like the last one almost reached the character limit because there's so much, and it gives you the astral insights for the entire week and my interpretation of them. And it also, I'm playing with including the chart, playing with like not including the chart, but like I said, it gives you like a rundown of all of the aspects that are worth noting. And right now, the thing that's worth noting is that Chiron is retrograde. If you hear like a sound in the background, that's because I am playing frequencies. I There just been like a lot of spiritual attacks this week. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but like especially yesterday when I record this, it is Sunday, July 28th, 2024, 5:26 p.m. Eastern time. And yesterday there were like Saturn's Day, there were just a lot of attacks like going on. Um, and that's why, like, what I channeled for the name of this, honestly, I don't care. That's why what I channeled for, like, the name of this was they're going hard because they know that they've already lost, which is really stupid, actually. It's like, why would you go so, like, just give up? But they're just, like, kind of refusing to do that, which, in a way you have to admire their tenacity, but at the same time it's just like I don't admire stupidity. So uh there's that. And also like we're the ones who are having to deal with this energy, right? I think I am using white sage and dragon's blood. This was what I was instructed to buy by the ancestors. When I pour libations, I always pour for the indigenous American ancestors of Turtle Island, wherever I am. So I find out what tribal land I'm on. Lenape, if I'm on the Piscataway-Conway land, this, that, and the third, whatever. Tongva land, I will pray and I will like pour libations and like feed them as well. So I do have permission to use white sage, especially because sometimes that's like all that you can get. I usually get blue sage because blue sage grows in West Africa. So you can also use cinnamon, but I definitely encourage you to smoke cleanse right now if you can. Um, because this energy is so dense and it's disgusting, frankly. Um, and I do think that they realize that like um, the seedlings of their destruction is what I'm picking up. The seedlings of their destruction are being purged, and they are trying to sow new seeds of destruction. They're trying to do anything, even though they know that that cannot possibly work. They're trying to do absolutely anything that they can because they are absolutely desperate. But they're not going to win. We already know that. And we're not going to allow them to instill fear within us, right? So I'm gonna let my smokables do their thing. And I'm also gonna use this black pepper and cleanse out this energy. So what we're gonna do before we start, folks, is we're gonna take some deep breaths and we're gonna affix ourselves to the core of the earth. And I think that also to start, we're gonna call upon, we're gonna do some declarations of sovereignty because I don't like this energy. It's like disgusting right now. So we're breathing in through our nose, deep through our chakra system, down into the core of the earth, and exhaling everything out. Just clarifying this energy, just cleansing this energy. We're going to do that a few times. Go at your own pace, but I would encourage you to take deep breaths. What you want to do when you start, though, is just become aware of like your breath, perhaps by focusing on your nostrils and the air entering your nostrils, and just be aware of like how you're breathing before you start deepening your breath, because that's going to tell you a lot about like your inner state of being. If your breaths are like short and shallow, we have to ask ourselves why we're not allowing ourselves to go deep. Although I do feel that the reason why is because there's I'm hearing the song Baby There's a Shark in the Water by what's her name, Vivi Brown. And it's just like there are demonic entities that have been in the depths, like Leviathan energy is what I'm picking up. So let's breathe deeply into the core of the earth and affix our energy to that, to ground and stabilize ourselves. To start. What I'm noticing from the outset is like holding of the breath. It's like we're holding our breath in anticipation. I think that like this obviously means that there's a lot of fear, and we're going to breathe through that. It's a dense energy, and it's like fear of like being attacked pretty much, and like fear of what's going to come next, which makes sense because like these entities are really attacking the feminine channels, the magnetic channels, because you may be like really purging a lot of like low vibrational I'd rather say it this way. You may be purging a lot of like self-limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging patterns, destructive ideations, and this kind of thing. So we're gonna breathe through that, and we're just gonna push that energy out. Either it goes into the core of the earth and out, and or it just like goes out. But we're fixing our energy to the core of the earth. It's gonna burn through all that. We're gonna push out any density with our exhalations, which are gonna come through our mouths. So let's get into it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna breathe in for let's say 5 counts. We're going to hold at the top for 6 counts, and then we're going to exhale for 8 counts. Okay, I'm gonna invite folks to slowly but surely start coming back into your forms. Maybe you wiggle your toes, maybe you wiggle your fingers, and just start feeling into your body again. Allowing your breath to just flow as deeply as it wants to where it wants to. And we're going to get into it. I would love to know if anybody saw anything or felt anything in their brief, but I felt powerful meditative moment. You can share that in the chat. But I will say for myself, I definitely picked up that this is a trickster energy. This energy is attempting to throw us off. It is attempting to make us feel chaotic and afraid. These are entities. These are not necessarily entities. I actually think that they are 13:33 on the clock. I feel like they are actually witches, malevolent witches, baneful magics is being thrown. And I think that some of them are not even capable of commanding any type of energy anymore because they are under severe, severe punishment. I'm going to do a little bit of energy work. Sorry, I know I keep being I'm going to add the timestamps in the bio or in the description. And then I haven't really been keeping up with that, but that is because I've honestly been exhausted, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. I haven't even really been posting on TikTok. But we're going to go ahead and do some energy work. I might narrate what I'm doing, but you can just say yes. Either way, your spirit is going to accept or not accept whatever is not ready for you. 144 on the timer. So let's get into that. Once again, I invite you to like close your eyes if you can and just like deepen your breathing. You might want to try this cyclical breathing of breathing in for a few counts, holding for at least one more count at the top, and then exhaling for a longer count. And you can honestly exhale all the air out of you as long as it takes to get out of you. That is less important. It just needs to be longer than what you did before this cyclical breathing. And I'm going to lead us through some energy work. I want to invite you to release your sphincter. If you are tensing up your sphincter, like I need you to release that. Release it. Imagine opening up your root chakra to receiving the energies of the inner earth. But you're just releasing all of that stress and tension, and you're going to feel that loosen up your spine once you do that. I'm feeling tension in the back of the neck as well. Loosen up, release, stop tensing up your, you might be tensing up your reproductive organs, release that. Breathe into that so that you are actively releasing that. That's where we're going to direct our breath right now. Open up your throat chakra, open up your throat so you're not like tensed up in your throat so that the air can move freely. Loosen your jaw, your hands. Yeah, someone is like stuffed full of entities. It's like someone is like being controlled from within themselves. Like your vessel is like full of like these entities which are being removed. I want you to imagine on your inhalations that you're breathing in this the magma, the fire, the flames, the liquid fire of the great central sun. It's going to burn white, so bright that it's white, almost blue. Breathe that down through your throat chakra, especially all the way to the core of the earth. We're going to breathe that in through our chakra system, down our spine, but especially through the throat chakra. Loosen up your throat chakra. Keep on breathing. Loosen up your eyes. There's tension in the eyes for some people. Just let it all go. So this energy is operating through distractions to control your actions and to keep you from doing what it is you need to do. Like, really does not want to go. That's okay. There's a lot of like blockages and backed up energy in the electric channels. All right. I feel like we did a lot with that removal there. We're going to move some energy out of the feminine channels as well. It's as if like every time like I'm moving, there's some stuff in the heart chakra that's coming up. There's a lot being purged. It's like every time I try to take it out of the throat chakra, it just like closes up again. Like it's like you have something to say that you're afraid to say and are just operating from like indoctrination and Atlantis colonial programming. Being fake is really what I'm picking up, like being disingenuous, trying to be someone that you're not. I definitely feel like, yeah, you need to just release this. You're never going to be normal, so stop trying. And who wants to be normal anyway? So you can be sick? Like, come on, be for real. There's definitely something in the throat chakra, though. It's like, I think it's like an astral implant. we're gonna continue doing energy work as we get into the reading. But I want to know what this is. Spirit, great gods, guides, and ancestors. Actually, let's do these declarations of sovereignty. I think that will really help. Someone, it's like you don't believe in yourself, and that is like why you're just like collapsing and buckling. 155 might be significant. That's 11. That's 2. Like buckling under the burden, the weight of like this control mechanism that is operating inside of you. You need to rebuke that in the name of the Most High Divine Creator and the Holy Spirit. I rebuke that. That's what you need to be saying. You need to use these declarations every single day. Every single day. And I would pour libations. I would recommend you to pour libations, but let's get into these. We emit a divine frequency of protection and purification that should any unwanted, uninvited, unwelcome, uninitiated energy, entity, or expression of existence attempt to engage with us, especially without our explicit consent, it is immediately eviscerated upon impact, returned to its divine essential state, and reintegrated into source. We call upon our great guides, gods, and ancestors of our lineages and bloodlines for protection and guidance. We call in the support of the 𝗕𝗡𝗨𝗧 collective, the Sodom's Apple collective, the crystalline collectives of black tourmaline, jet, jade, jadeite, onyx, obsidian, selenite, opal, opalite, azeztulite, amazes, black opal, gold, platinum, diamond, amethyst, rose quartz, and crystal quartz. We call upon the sacred lions, tigers, bears, eagles, vultures, hawks, falcons, megalodons, orangutans, sharks, turtles, whales, dolphins, dragons, gorillas, wolves, unicorns, big cats, jaguars, leopards, snow leopards, pumas, phoenixes, wolves, and elementals. We call upon you and we call you in for your sacred protection, guidance, wisdom, ease, grace, and liberation through all realms of quantum space-time. In this very instant, in all of quantum space-time, and in all directions, dimensions, and densities, and in all quantum timelines, holistically and completely, in the name of the Most High Divine Creator, now, forever, and always, we make these declarations of sovereignty. So as we speak them, so shall they be. We render any and all energies, entities, and expressions of existence with malicious intent against us, whether they be unwanted, unwelcome, uninvited, unintended, and or unwarranted or not, deaf, blind, dumb, mute, dead, paralyzed, impotent, castrated, powerless, and in a complete vegetative state permanently. We refuse, release, reject, and rebuke any and all unwanted, uninvited, unwelcome, and or unwarranted aberrations, distortions, abominations, invitations, and solicitations to dysfunction and destruction presented to us and our collectives and our collectives. We hereby permanently revoke, remove, shut down, and seal any and all access to all of the energy and to all of our energy and all of our power, to any and all energies, entities, and expressions of existence who are not our respective selves, our higher selves, the Most High Divine Creator, and or the Holy Spirit. We release, dissolve, disintegrate, and completely destroy any and all connections, tethers, relations, ties, binds, and anything of the like connecting us and our collectives to any and all energy not serving our most divine benefit and the most divine benefit of all, respectively. We call all of our power and all of our energy back to us and purify it in the Holy Spirit. We declare our divine, sacred, holy sovereignty over our respective spirits, minds, energy, our spirits, our minds, our energies, our emotions, our actions, our communications, our expressions, our thoughts, our feelings, and our vessels. Any unwelcome, uninvited, unwanted, unwarranted energies, entities, and expressions of existence in our field that were sent to us for means of chaos and destruction now work for us in our favor. They are in our service now and forevermore. Their connections to the adversary are forever severed, and they are bound from causing us any harm in this dimension. We make these declarations of sovereignty in all of quantum space-time and in all directions, dimensions, and densities, and in all quantum timelines, holistically and completely, in the name of the Most High Divine Creator, now, forever, and always. We seal our respective and collective energy and our respective and collective aura, grounding it in our respective and collective sacred bodies, which are grounded in the Holy Spirit on a foundation of Christ. So have we spoken, so shall it be. And so it is. I'm going to post those declarations so that people can use them every day. When you feel yourself being attacked, use the declarations first and foremost. And I saw in my mind's eye the Queen of Swords. This energy is attempting to attack our minds so that our minds will operate in the service of the adversary, of the enemy. Okay, they do not want us to live well. They don't want us to prosper. But the thing is, like I said, they are not more powerful than us. They are weaker than us. So they have to attack using, they have to attack us using our own minds. Doing some fire cleansing now. Be sure to continue breathing deeply. Okay. So I often, when I fire cleanse, I'll look into the flame and watch it and allow it to purify me in all dimensions, densities, and directions. This was one of my first practices. And if you are a crystalline, especially if you consider yourself a child of God, you came through the sun, you need to be using fire to purify. I talked about this in the Mysteries newsletter that went out at 8 a.m. Eastern time earlier today. I talked about how old school Wiccans and neo-pagans will be like, oh, if you do a cord cutting, you don't need to do all of that with the candles. You should just cut a string and that's fine. People are only doing that because it looks better for social media. That is not true. That is simply not true. We're using the smoke to cleanse the throat chakra now. You'll notice that we're doing so much energy work lately, and that is because they're attacking the energy. They're really coming for the throat chakra. Whatever they're doing, I feel like actively they are doing it. And so I can feel my throat chakra going out over and over. The reason why I encourage folks to use candles when you do your cord removal is because the fire, if you cut a cord, then the energy's still there and you still need to transmute it. Sure, you're not connected anymore, but they still have access to your old energy and you have to transmute their energy. Whereas if you purify using a flame, let the flame, awaken your energy and, burn through the connection that is represented through the string. It purifies, it automatically alchemizes and transmutes and destroys the old energy. Okay, it's not just about aesthetics, actually. So I feel like people who say that, they don't really know all that much about alchemy. That's what I can tell. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I know. All right. So I would really encourage people to do cord removals, cord cuttings, if you have someone who's pulling on your energy right now, because they're trying to monopolize your mind. They're trying to control your mental space because they don't want you to give your mental faculties to your own they don't want you to water your own garden. You might have some codependent ass people in your energy trying to pull on you, trying to like get your attention, get your energy, get you out of pocket, get you out of character. You need to check those people. Either you know what? I would actually encourage you to pull cords, remove cords, like transmute that energy. Okay, when you transmute energy, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have any relationship with them anymore, but whatever has to, it's going to be alchemized to a higher calibration. So I would really recommend you do that for all of these karmic ass relationships that you're interacting with right now. Okay. And like I said, we had Chiron retrograde the other day. I'm just looking for this. The sigil I made today, I wrote that it's being the light that supports our own garden. I love that. Yes, exactly. That's the thing, is like, you are the sun for your own garden. You are the sun internally. So, and you got to water your garden. You got to shine that light. A lot of people don't want folks to do that. But if you want to be well, if you want to be happy, like, if you have to, you cannot be worried about what other people do or don't like that you do. It's none of your business. You can't control what other people do and don't like, or what other people do and don't do. You can't control their perceptions. We have King of Cups and we have Nine of Pentacles here. There's spiritual warfare going on. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They want you to act out of alignment, and they're definitely playing on your past wounds. But I promise you that you've done a lot of work to heal and transform that stuff. I promise you that. All right. So Chiron retrograde, Aries. This retrograde lasts until the 29th of December, 2024. Expect people and situations to arise that undermine your authority, attempt to destabilize your sense of self, encourage you to doubt yourself. Oh my goodness. So this coming week is leading up to the 8/8 portal. I think that we should do a live for that. I don't know if I want to do it the day before or the day of. We'll definitely do one more live to see like what we need to do to prepare. But if I would really recommend going and looking at that like newsletter, because there's a lot of information. That's when we're going through the looking glass. So right now what's happening is, as we go through the looking glass, like the worst of the worst stuff, the deep rooted stuff is being purged, it's being burned through, it's being destroyed. You might be feeling a lot of animosity. You might be feeling a lot of like anger and resentment. 333 might be significant. The reason why you're experiencing this, which is 9, which is the end, is because like it's the last stuff for you to transmute. Once again, throat chakra stuff is coming up here. The ways in which you had your power and authority taken away from you. If you experienced trigger warning here, if you experienced SA in any way, that also includes being exposed to sexual content at a young age that you should not have been being exposed to. That is included. So if you are somebody who, when you were a little kid, you like saw those late night things that they would show on HBO or Stars, or you saw the tip drill video, like even that kind of stuff, that is SA for a child, because a child should not be witnessing that kind of thing. Okay, this is stuff that is coming up to be released and transmuted. Okay, so that's the end of the trigger warning for that. Actually, no, we got to talk about this. This is root chakra stuff. This is sacral chakra stuff. I'm going to also do some black pepper on the throat chakra and the third eye, all the way, because it's all spread across, bro. It's even on the eyelids. I've had a lot of pressure on the eyelids. I'm doing it on the back of the neck. The neck might feel very sore right now. I want to encourage you to do your neck loosening exercises. Do your stretching. I'm not advocating for any high impact aerobics type stuff. I'm not advocating for Pilates. We're doing low impact, soft, healing, liberating stuff. Somatic rocking, your somatic exercises. Like, help yourself to relieve yourself of this energy. We get the Strength card out here. 8 of Cups in reverse. Whatever has been done to you is being the version of you that like you lost to other people harming you is being restored. The you before the trauma. Some of us experienced trauma when we were in utero. The Sun in reverse. They wanted to take your blessing, your anointing, your calling. They wanted to steal your power from you. And it is not because of anything that any ancestor or anything did. Maybe that was initially why, but really what it is they wanted to steal your power, period. That's what it was. You may have had people in your family. This is really something for someone. People in your family, a lot of these lineages are riddled with SA. And it is the word that starts with in, that kind of SA. So we're going to call that ISA, okay, when we talk about that. We get the Knave of Cups. You're supposed to be resting. You've been supposed to live an abundant, carefree life. The mission that you're on, you're supposed to be living that kind of life, and you haven't been. The thing is, yeah, we timeline jumped to another timeline to like deal with the worst of the worst energy. We get the Queen of Cups. I don't really know what is going on here. I'm just shuffling, but there's just like some confusing energy coming out of this card. So this deck. So I'm going to move to my Crystal Visions deck. This one is with the Fae, because whatever's happening with this Tarot del Fuego is weird and it's not very clear. Why don't we, I couldn't find, actually, I know it is. Yeah, I don't know what I did. Oh, here it is. It's my Smith-Rider-Waite deck. There's a bunch of cards that fell on the floor too. Like, there's just energy like exploding right now. It's explosive. And I'm also seeing the scene from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, where they're like finally dueling at Hogwarts, at the Battle of Hogwarts, basically. And they're like finally dueling, and like everybody's just like fighting, and I think I want to cry. Actually, I used to cry when I watched that scene. I cried through that whole movie. I'm a millennial, obviously. I know Gen Z is like, Harry Potter's stupid, but whatever. 5 of Wands, like you're not at war anymore. This is what you have to understand. They're attacking, and like, sure, you're seeing it, you're witnessing it. It might like you are aware of it, but like it can't stick to you. You know what I mean? Like we're like, I'm hearing halfway. It's halfway, like halfway. So I feel like we're already going through the looking glass. That is the portal that I was talking about when I keep talking about Pisces being this membrane that does reverse osmosis and purifies us. We're already going through the looking glass. All that shit is going to be left behind. And the part of us that is still like in that realm, like we're being attacked by our own demons. And some of these mofos are doing like spells and like casting, like they're throwing magic, they're throwing chaos, they're doing anything. And those that don't want you to leave because you were the light in their life, they are short-circuiting. They're going haywire because they're like, don't leave me. And you're just like, fuck out of here. Because if you didn't want to get left, you should have came. 4414 on the timer. If you didn't want to get left, why didn't you come? You were invited. It was open to everybody, but you wanted to sit your ass around and be toxic and negative and lazy and entitled. You thought that you were allowed to do whatever you wanted. while I was working hard and you were just playing games and you thought shit was sweet, but now you see shit ain't sweet. And now you got left behind and now you're sad. Well, you better shape up. That is the word, that the phrase, that wisen up and shape up. It keeps coming up. Shape up, Mr. Sharp. That's from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. 9 of Wands. Our energy is 100% being healed. Continue opening yourself up to higher wisdom. And from your higher self, I've been tapping into my higher self hella lately because I just feel like that's what I need. Let's read what is in the chat. I was never here to fight. I've been trying to protect myself from whatever happened after my ex at the beginning of 2020. And they all just left me to die. I don't even give a F about winning. Just wish I had someone to be with. So I'm going to tell you something, like, complete all love here. You need to be with yourself. If you are still wanting to connect with somebody else, that means that you're not fully merged within yourself. Your 𝗪𝗶𝗱𝗶 field within yourself hasn't fully connected. And the more that you merge your 𝗪𝗶𝗱𝗶 field, that is your electromagnetic field, that is your masculine and feminine channels, the more that you merge that and come into union with yourself, into oneness with yourself, you are your own twin flame. You will attract that energy because we live in an electromagnetic universe. Something that I downloaded earlier when I was like working on my painting is the reason why we're encouraged to stay positive in this realm is because the earth is magnetic. And so it pulls us down. The earth is a feminine charge. It is highly magnetic. So it pulls us down. We already gravitate towards negativity because of being on the earth. And I don't mean negativity as in like complaining or hating or anything like that. It's just the magnetic charge. Okay. It's just that feminine charge, which is not bad, wrong, or evil. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? So we are encouraged to stay positive because we are already prone to negativity. Human bodies, like our human mind, our human bodies, we think about, we're always looking to keep ourselves safe, which means we're always looking for a problem. If you're always looking for the problem, you're not actually looking for the solution. If your conscious mind is in the problem, your conscious mind is not in the solution. You know what I mean? So you have to understand like polarities, okay? The polarity is, if we're already gravitating towards the negative, we need to strive towards the positive because that's going to bring us into balance. But if we're going through an awakening and we're experiencing a lot of light codes, the highest vibrational energy is coming in. The reason why we're encouraged to ground during those times is because if we don't ground, we're going to go into spiritual psychosis because we're going to go manic because we're too high up. We're always seeking balance. Why do I say this? I say this because the fragmented parts of ourselves are the parts of ourselves that have gotten disconnected from the whole, from source, from all that is the Holy Spirit. That's the whole spirit, the holistic, all is one, right? The law of one. So what we need, and I was listening to like some summaries of the 𝗪𝗊𝗋 and just really thinking about like when I used to listen to the 𝗪𝗊𝗋 and the emerald tablets a lot while I would like be working on art and like getting activated by that. And now being in a place where I realize like that in and of itself is lobster energy. That in and of itself has a lot of like, those are the veils, you know what I mean? And a lot of people just stop at those laws and those principles and they're like, oh, I've mastered the universe. No, you've mastered the material universe, and not even that, because you haven't even transcended to 4D. So once we get to understanding how the world works, like that's not enough. We have to transcend. It's not enough to understand masculine energy and feminine energy, electric energy and magnetic energy. To truly master it, you must have transcended it. That is what made Yeshua special, and all of the other Siddhartha, Gautama Buddha, Kuan Yin, all of the other avatars for divinity on earth, all of the other Christed beings. That's what made them special, is because they had transcended The egoic plane, yes, it can rule this material realm, but you must transcend it in order to awaken as truly a Christed being. And it's not even 4D. Like a lot of people, it's like you're conscious of 4D, but you're not embodying 4D. You're not unconditionally loving. You're not unconditionally honest, and you're not being in your integrity. Not y'all, but the like you generally. Folks are like, oh, I'm 4D Christ consciousness, but 5005 on the timer, but are not actually, because you're not doing everything you can to embody that stuff. For me, it's like the people who hurt me the most, the people who abused me in my childhood, even them I work to forgive, because I know that if I'm not being unconditionally loving towards those people, then I'm not in my integrity. If I say that I live by Christ consciousness, then I have to be unconditionally loving. Point blank, period. There's nothing else. Point blank, period. Even these, let's say, fashionist mofos all over the planet that we've been seeing this growing and growing and growing back since 2015. In fact, I would say even since 2012, this has been happening. Yeah, people are at like, oh, this is all new. Where were you? Open your eyes. This has been going on for a long time, forever. And this is relevant. And this is why I don't like it when people, they talk about like being part of the Earth Angel Collective and they don't talk about this stuff, because it is relevant. This is the spiritual warfare to demoralize us, to weaken us, for us to be so sad that we can't operate in the energy and the frequency that we're meant to in order to heal this planet and do our grid work. So when we see this stuff going on, right? If you're thinking, I hate those people, like that may be so. That may be how you feel, but feelings aren't facts. That is ephemeral. And when you feel that, don't lie to yourself, don't deny it, but you need to transmute it. You got work to do. That's all that means. You got work to do. You got to heal that. For me, unconditional love means that I want what's best for you, because I understand that when you get all of your needs met, I'm not saying like you get all the money, the cars, the clothes, the baddies. I'm not talking about that. You don't need that. What you need is mana from heaven. What you need is spiritual healing. What you need is spiritual fulfillment. What you need is nourishment in the spiritual plane. What you need is love, unconditional, from the Most High. What you need is a connection to the Most High divine creator, to a power greater than you that is all loving and will take you just as you are, because you were wonderfully and fearfully made. That's what you need, because when each of us has that and is actively tapped in and tuned into that energy, let me tell you what, you're not going outside and hurting your neighbor. You're not going outside and stealing from another person. You're not going outside and being greedy, being wild and rude and disrespectful. You're not doing any of that. When you are in a divine connection with the Most High, you don't do none of that stuff. Why? Because you are embodying the Holy Spirit. We were born holistically aligned. We were made that way, rather, let's say, because as you gestate in the uterus, I know for a fact that I experienced trauma in the uterus of my mother. Her depression changed my DNA. Okay, but when I was created, when that egg hit that sperm, or when that sperm hit that egg, I was perfect in the way that I was made. And I was born to be who I was born to be. It does not matter if it doesn't look like what other people want it to look like. It does not matter if other people like it or don't like it. That's what I said already. You feel me? It doesn't matter. So we got to stop being at war within ourselves. Stop fighting with yourself. This is what is keeping us from being in union with our collective. What do we say here in the Aetherium? The divine counterpart is not just a romantic partner. You got to be your twin flame, and you got to merge your twin flames. The divine counterpart is your entire existence, your entire life. Your divine counterpart is God. Your divine counterpart is the family that you are meant to be in. Chosen family, probably, because most of our families are karmic. Your divine counterpart is your career. Your divine counterpart is your diet. And let's talk about that sixth house stuff, because a lot of people want to focus on, oh, this big thing that's going to happen. You're so focused on the big thing and not enough on the little thing that you're not ever going to get the big thing because you're not living right. Oh, I'm waiting to be in union with I guess to come into new earth. Oh, I'm going to come into new earth and it's going to be so great. Meanwhile, bruh, still eating McDonald's. And this isn't shade on people who eat fast food and stuff, because we all got to do what we got to do. But if you are not actively doing everything that you can to do the best by yourself in terms of your diet, in terms of your sleep schedule, in terms of your health, and this is the thing, trust and believe, I have insomnia basically because of the constant shifting of the energy, the poles, all that stuff. Some days I don't fall asleep until 7:30 in the morning, and then I wake up at 3 p.m. 5533 on the timer. So we're getting lots of 3s, 5s, and 4s, family. We did get some 144s. We've gotten some 444s. We've definitely gotten a lot of 3s. We're getting lots of 0s and 5s. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is personal to us, because if we're operating in the 0, well, let's say actually 1 through 5, those are personal aspects of the tarot, of the numerology. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna be doing deep dive lessons on the esoteric, right? So that's going to be in the mysteries newsletter as well. We're going to start getting into that, but we're also going to talk about this here, because the Aetherium is a sanctuary, yes, and we do this work, but I'm teaching you all, because you don't need to constantly be watching readers online and going and paying people. You got to know how to help yourself. All right. So are you living right, or are you prioritizing capitalism and then wondering why you don't have any money and why you're not making it big, but you're prioritizing your own enslavement? You feel me? You got to think about these things. This is some sixth house stuff. Regimen. This relates to Mercury. We're about to go into Mercury retrograde. You best believe that this is what you're going to see, because to my awareness, I believe that Mercury is going to be in Virgo. All right. And it's going to transit back into the sign of Leo. What are you doing in the minutia of your life, the mundane aspects of your life? Oh, I want to be famous. I got to work on getting a record deal. But you're smoking cigarettes. You're not doing anything to strengthen your diaphragm, but you want to get a record deal? You're eating hella cheese and dairy, but you want to get a record deal? If you know that your sacred purpose is to be a singer and to use the etheric codes that are coded into your throat. That's your power, right? And you speak, and thus spoke Zarathustra. You speak, and I'm also hearing Zephyr. So this relates to Psyche, the story of Psyche, who was the wife of Cupid. Okay, you speak and you sing, and your voice heals people, and you're meant to be a singer, right? They try to take our power through our voice, right? So you have this gift, and you're meant to be famous. You want to be a famous singer, but you don't do anything to serve that, right? You don't go and do open mics. You don't put your music out there. You don't work with other artists. You just are like, oh, I'm meant to be a singer. I know I'm meant to be a singer. That's my calling. But you're not actually doing anything for your career. Meanwhile, in terms of health and regimen, you don't do anything to strengthen your diaphragm. So doing ab exercises strengthens your diaphragm. Doing the vocal exercises to control your voice. And this is what Spirit is saying. Y'all got to get to it. Y'all got to get to doing those, because that's going to help get this energy that's inside the body that they've been throwing at folks. That's going to help get it out. Doing these vocal exercises, they're free on YouTube. You're eating cheese and dairy and eggs, and then wondering your voice, you're like, oh, I wish I had this person's voice. I wish I had that person's voice. No, you need to wish that you had the best version of your voice. This is 5 5 of Wands in reverse. This is about you. Why are you sitting and wishing you had what other people had? Stop that. Compare and despair. Mind your business. They are doing their best by themselves. You do your best by you. Okay, this is what we got to do. This is what we need to understand. Too busy following behind people. I'm gonna speak some colloquial. What is this word? Like, it's not pigeon, but the basically dialect of my people. So this is what's coming through. I'm just gonna channel as I channel. 1 hour on the timer. So basically 10000. You're too busy following behind other people and not busy enough like worrying about what you have going on, wanting what you have. But meanwhile, you're thinking that you deserve to be this person. You never worked for it. You can have all the talent that you want, but if you don't ever practice, I played cello, viola, piano. I played all that stuff when I was in grade school. But I never practiced, and I never learned how to like properly read music. I just barely read music. Meanwhile, like now you see people, I wish that I had actually practiced playing, because who knows, my like things would have been so different for me if I had actually like invested into becoming good at that craft. Obviously, it wasn't meant for me, but because other things, I was meant to do other things. But so many folks like sit around, you're not in divine union with your divine counterpart because you're not merged with the divinity of yourself, sitting stuck in the shadow of yourself. Like, we can't be doing that to ourselves. So with this example of like, oh, I'm supposed to be a singer, I'm supposed to be famous. Your diet, your lifestyle, this has to do with the 10th house, which is in Aquarius. When I pulled the chart, let me tell you what chart we're looking at. We're looking at the whole sign tropical chart for 28 July 2024, midnight Greenwich Mean Time. So if you want to pull that up and look at it with me, unfortunately, I cannot screen share, so I can't show y'all what I'm seeing. But, oh, I can. Ah, I didn't know I could do that. Okay, my screen. Okay, can y'all see my, no, you can't. That's okay though. It doesn't matter. You're gonna look with me at what I'm looking at. I'm so happy. I did not know that I could do this. So let's look at the 6th house. We have Libra. This has to do with the throat chakra. This has to do with the voice, how you have been held back from sharing your voice. It is all self-sabotage. Like, oh, like this reason and this excuse is why I haven't shared myself with the world, or like I'm being held back by spellcraft or spell work. Maybe, but you're also being held back by your own self-limiting beliefs and your own fear of your own self. It's a lot of folks who are going to come across this video, whether right now or later. I'm talking to the collective. Take it how it applies. And I'm talking about myself too. I used to be this way. I was like, oh, like my career's not happening the way that I want it to happen. But like I had to go out every night to network and get people to know me and be like, oh, I'm working on my EP. Oh, I'm an artist, but I'm not making any art. My life was about partying. It wasn't about art. So then when it came to show people my art, I didn't have anything to show for it. So if I say I'm an artist, why the hell am I in the club every night getting turned up? That doesn't make sense. How does that contribute to being an artist? I'm not even writing the way that I'm supposed to write. So what did I do? I got sober and I went back to school. I went to art school and I graduated summa cum laude, top of my class. I did a rigorous program, very hard to get into. There are some semesters where nobody gets into the program. I didn't even want to do it, but I knew my ancestors wanted me to, so I did. Okay? That's me putting my divine counterpart first, my life first, my life calling. If we're in the 6th house of health and regimen, ruled by Virgo, or associated with Virgo, ruled by Mercury, guess what we have there? The South Node. This is where we're looking, folks. The South Node. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to make it there. That's where we're looking. The South Node is here. Dark Moon Lilith, Vertex, there's a lot to overcome where you're just letting life happen to you instead of being a conscious co-creator of your life. You feel me? We are not doing that anymore. Some of you need to hear this. Stop. And I know I need to hear this. I needed to hear this. Stop going and contributing all of your best energy to making somebody else rich and then wondering why your thing is not taking off. You don't have enough time and energy for that. What difference does it make? You're still going to be broke anyway. You may as well be broke building your thing. When I quit my job, part of what I was doing, I had to take time to really sit there and make info decks for my business, build up, get my portfolio together. You feel me? Get one sheets together, get all, when you are really about being a business. Some of y'all, excuse me, confirmation burp. Some of y'all don't even know how to be a business. You say you want to work for yourself. You don't even know the difference between an LLC and an S Corp. Once again, just letting life happen to you. You think that you're entitled to life giving you everything that you want. No, you are a conscious co-creator. That's what it means to be a master of this realm. Humans are masters of this realm. You co-create. It's not just about magnetism. What are you electrically putting out there? Do the shadow work. And you're wondering why you don't have time, you don't have energy. Quit that job. Quit that job. I'm going to tell you correct. This is what it is. Quit that job. Some of you, it's your romantic partner because this is Libra. You know better. It may not even be your partner. It may be people trying to get with you. It's anything related to Venus, partnerships particularly. So your colleagues, some of you, why are you so focused on these people that are basic bitches? You're worried about people who are not on the level that you're trying to get to. Who cares about them? That doesn't even make any sense. You're trying to aim out to Jupiter. No, let me say it this way. You're trying to aim out to Pluto, but you're so focused on Mars. How the hell are you going to reach Pluto? That doesn't make sense. Pluto is the furthest celestial body that was once considered a planet. Mercury is the closest. So let's say you're focusing, but still Mars is still closer than Pluto. So you're focused, you're not even at the transpersonal planets. You're still at the personal planets. You're trying to reach self-sovereignty, but you're chaotic. You don't even have any direction. You don't have a plan. You need structure. You need direction. You need to have a plan. So what are we going to do? We're going to come up here to the 10th house. Oh, guess who's here? Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. We're going to move out because I need to see what it's aspecting. It's aspecting Neptune retrograde at 29 degrees of Pisces in the 11th house with a sextile. It is square the moon in Taurus in the first house. It is trine Uranus in the first house in Taurus. It is trine Mars in Gemini in the second house. So you might be very chatty. It might be, you might have your thoughts might be racing. This is a good time to ground, lay on the ground and let the sun pass through you and wash all the shadow, all the confusion out into the earth. It's magnetic. It will take it and it will transmute it in its molten lava core. Okay. And then it is in opposition to the sun in Leo in the 4th house. You need to claim your sovereignty over your lifestyle, your legacy. Don't be out here acting like you're some kind of weakling. You made it this far with people actively trying to unalive the collective. Spiritual warfare since we were children. You made it this far. This King of Cups, to me, you need to master your mind and master your feelings. Emotional body and mental body work together. And in fact, the precognitive comprehension happens in the body, your feelings, your sensations. Some of you are trying to escape your feelings constantly. You're afraid. Justice wants to come in, but you need to allow it to. Let go. Honestly, like I was saying, a lot of you need to do some cord removals because you're way too enmeshed with the karmic relationships of the past. This is what's keeping you out of being in divine union with yourself. When you reach that frequency, everything you're in your life, it has no choice in the quantum universe. This magnetic field, electromagnetic field, it literally, the laws of physics dictate it literally has no choice but to align to your energy. So you need to pull those cords, remove those cords of karmic energy, and don't go around that karmic loop with them again. Pop off what you need to pop off. Let these people know what it is and what it isn't. Stop taking disrespect. I'll tell you what, don't nobody disrespect me. People know by now. I'm not playing games. People would try it before. And because I wanted to be compassionate, I would try and reason with people. There's no reasoning with fools. Know that. There's no reasoning with them. They're fools. You want liberation, you got to let justice be had. Let the universe hand people their ass. You get the magician. You need to accept your personal power and also understand the ways in which you are contributing to the situation at hand. Do you feel me? So people used to talk come for me all the time. The worst thing I could do for these people, not engage with them anymore. Because that shows them I'm not willing to be a part of this game anymore. Well, I'm no contact with all these motherfuckers. I'm no contact with them. And if you're more concerned about me using a swear word than the fact that you are fucking your own life up, well, I think that's clear to see that you have your priorities messed up. It's a lot of people with your priorities messed up. And it's a lot of people who don't believe in your personal power. A lot of you need to watch self-concept subliminals. It's not enough to do mantras and affirmations. It's simply not. Your subconscious needs to be healed. You see, what's happening is you are integrating with your divine self. Like I said, going through that membrane, the Piscean membrane. That's why we have Saturn and Neptune retrograde here in Pisces in the 11th house when we start this week. This is why we have this energy here. It is clearing the karma. It is purifying us of karma. So you have karmic engagements popping up all around you, specifically in the social realm. This is going to have to do with social media, perhaps. It is going to be online. It is going to be people texting you all kinds of stuff, maybe in the group chat, being fake, phony, fraudulent. And in your social life in terms of friends, friend groups. I'm seeing parties. Some of you, what I'm seeing is it's like a scene from a coming of age film. I watched this movie about skaters in LA and Angus Cloud was in it. I don't know anyone else who was in it, but it's like a scene from this movie, The Tower. You need to let go of these relationships. None of these people are for you. There's some whack ass, low vibrational people, and you're still holding on to that stuff. What I'm picking up is it's from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers when he's talking about you're still hanging out with these clowns. Basically, they're clowns, and if you're surrounded by clowns, what must you be? A clown too. But you're not one. You know better. You got to get up out that energy, bro. Do right by yourself. Then wondering why other people are not doing right by you. You set the tone. You're the co-creator. You set the tone. You set the vibration. You set the intention. It's a lot of people who are not intentional. whatsoever. You don't have a plan. Once again, coming back here to the 10th house, you need to think about what your plan is. Where are you going? What are you doing? Excuse me, throat chakra stuff. You don't want to admit it to yourself. You don't want to say what it really is. It's going back to that example. Oh, I'm meant to be a singer. Do you even have a plan for how you're going to become a singer? Do you even know how people become singers? It is easier now than ever to become a famous singer. Do you have a plan? A lot of people, oh, I want to be a business owner. I want to be a famous painter. I want to be a writer. But all you're doing is like, maybe you're painting in the house, but you don't share that shit with anybody. You don't even know anything about like the industry of selling art. This is what I'm saying. These are all just examples. Take it how it applies. I don't know how it applies to each individual. I'm using myself as examples. I can only speak to myself. This week, you need to put your power in its place. Stop being afraid to be different. What makes you unique is what makes you valuable. What is the legacy that you're going to leave? That's what you need to consider. That's what you need to think about. Okay? It is so easy. Go on Pinterest. Go on YouTube and watch videos about how to do what you want to do. Sit down, write it down, step by step, make a plan. It's daunting because you're just making this big thing. No, how do you eat something? You take a bite of it. How are you going to stuff a whole pizza in your face? You can't. Nobody can. Unless it's a pizza bagel. You take a bite. This is especially true for people who are neurodivergent. If you have ADHD, this is a big problem for people who have ADHD. This is extreme thinking. Chill out, bro. It's not that big of a deal. You're letting it become such a big deal that you're just experiencing analysis paralysis. Break it down step by step. What's the first thing I need to do? Okay, so you can find lists online that will tell you, let's say you want to make a business, you want to get an LLC. You can find very easily a list of what you have to do. Then you look at the first thing on the list and you break that down into what you got to do. They're monitoring spirits. I already feel it. They're monitoring spirits, folks. Being monitored, being recorded, triple letters in your field. But I definitely feel like it is some brotherhoods, particularly the FMs. These vampiric cults are watching you, making sure that you're too busy sabotaging yourself. They barely even have to do anything. Two of Swords. I was definitely picking this up in the astrology. Big, should I stay or should I go energy. Are you going to continue living the life that you don't even want to live? Or are you going to do, like, I'm hearing the song You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. My throat chakra's going crazy. And I'm talking about these cigarettes. Girl, I smoked a cigarette. I smoked multiple cigarettes last week for the first time in like over a month. My throat hurt so badly and I could not sing. I couldn't sing. Meanwhile, I haven't done my vocal exercises in months. Granted, I was encouraged not to do them, but I'm being encouraged to start doing them again. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Folks can be like, oh, well, you don't understand. Yes, I do understand, actually. I understand firsthand. That's why I can say what I'm saying. I don't speak on things I don't know. It might hurt to leave the past behind, but you need to leave it. That's an old timeline. We're not taking that. It cannot go with you. And let me tell you something, trigger warning. People, if you don't make it across the threshold, you will most likely unalive yourself. I don't think that anyone in my collective is not making it across. But we're going to see an uptick. We're going to see an uptick in people doing that. Trust and believe. Some people, the reason why you don't need to be pursuing justice is because some of these people, the gravity of the things that they've done to you returned back to them. Some of them are just going to pass away. Suddenly, they're just going to die. I'm seeing some people's heads being crushed, and it's not like a violent thing. It's like all of the weight of what they sent at you, which did not take you out, is going to hit them, and they don't have the same kind of protection that you have. They finna die. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So stop worrying about what other people did. This is what I'm trying to say as well. Chiron retrograde. All right. So what's coming back with Chiron retrograde? It's already retrograde in Aries until the 29th of December. People and situations that undermine your authority, attempt to destabilize your sense of self, encourage you to doubt yourself, coerce you into stepping out of character, attempt to manipulate you into creating an unfair relationship with them, passively stealing your energy while you work yourself ragged and have nothing to show for it. I'm seeing an image of my old boss. These are vampires, like dead ass. They know what they're doing. This is why I said FMs. Some of these people are indoctrinated into vampiric cults. They are not blood drinking vampires themselves, but they are energy vampires, and not just the kind that's like negative all the time, bringing your vibration down. These are the kinds who like actively, it's like Colin Robinson from What We Do in the Shadows. They will like suck your energy. You have to be on Zoom with these people. Make sure that they can't see you. Block them on everything. Bind them in the ethers. I talked about this in the newsletter. I'm not playing, y'all. Go read that newsletter. It's not a joke. Like, this is the real deal. It's the real deal. And you don't see me sitting out here being like, I don't know how good I am. No, I am good. The best at what I do. Other people, I tell y'all all the time who my other favorite readers are on here. It's some 911 type stuff. This is an emergency. We don't have time for games anymore. It's not cute anymore. It's not funny. And your spirit guides and angels and ancestors are tired of it. Get it up out the mud. I'm hearing that song by 𝗬𝗪𝗶𝗰. I get knocked down, but I get up again. No, you're never going to keep me down. I get knocked down. And one of the channeled songs for last week was Steal My Sunshine by Len. If you steal my sunshine, go and read the newsletter from last week as well. You let people do this to you, and then you be sad. Don't let people play in your face. It's like what Prince said. Well, a person like me, I can't be played. People try and play me and they play themselves. You got to buck up. 8-8 Lionsgate. If you're out here saying you're Lion Tribe of Judah, you're Lyran or Vegan, you're Andromedan in any way, you are, royalty from this place, that place. Why the fuck are you letting mundanes and karmics get you out of pocket? Get it up out the mud. This is real talk. I don't play because I'm a big Saturn bitch. I'm making a song called that. I'm a big Saturn bitch. I have many Saturn placements and Pluto placements. We do the shadow work here so that we can do the light work. I'm not someone who's going to kiss your ass and lie to you, because guess what? That's not love. People who love you don't let you hurt yourself. They help you. They tell you the truth. What I say, unconditional love, unconditional integrity. People who do not give a shit about you, who do not want the best for you, they'll let you ideate. We're not playing those games. I'm giving you a clear-cut path to how to get it together. Whatever is keeping you fragmented, you need to face your fears of yourself and love yourself. Oh, when I was a kid, when I was in the 4th grade, I drank, this didn't happen to me. Well, I drank milk and I got explosive diarrhea and sharted, and everybody saw and laughed at me. Okay, why are you letting 4th graders rule your life? You're not in 4th grade. You're grown. You're going to sit here and be concerned about the opinions of 4th graders however many years ago? You better transmute that shit and start laughing about it. The fuck? That doesn't make any sense. I'm saying this, I'm telling you, I'm channeling. I'm telling you, I have to do this every day. Do you know how much shame I have felt about being different as a kid, not having a fun, normal lifestyle where I was going out and hanging out and partying? Finally, when I faced myself and I was just like, I feel like a loser basically because I wasn't cool in high school and stuff, and like this, that, and the third. This was in a specific interaction with another, this was a specific interaction with a karmic relationship that I have. And when I finally faced the music and told the truth, scales of justice, my friend, the scales of justice are here. When I faced my shadow and I told the truth, I was able to heal, which has to do with the 6th house. Big shadow work this week. I heard back door. They're coming in through the back door. They're coming in through those things that you hate yourself over. But guess what? Who cares? First of all, my ancestors told me, we didn't allow you to hang out with those other kids because, one, they didn't want me to hang out. Like the same kind of structure that I had as like an African kid. A lot of ethnic kids, their families are like very controlling over who we hang out with, and like they're very controlling over like whose house we go over and things like this because they are trying to maintain our cultural values. And also a lot of the time they just simply don't trust outsiders, and with good reason, because we do experience a lot of xenophobia, period. It's just true, but they were very controlling in that sense. But more than anything, I didn't have time to go out and but like to go partying with the cool kids and whatnot, because I had to not study like for school. I had to study my craft. I tell you, I've been on this journey my whole life. I've been learning and studying my whole life. For over 20 years, I've been doing this. I know what I'm talking about because I've been on this journey and I'm always learning. So 20 years, I had to like keep my head down and focus. Then when I got to college, you best believe I became popular AF. And I started turning up and I started doing all the things I didn't get to do in high school and being the person that I didn't get to be. And it ruined my life. And I have so much more trauma because of it. It was horrible. The demonic people, energies, entities that I found myself around. They don't want me to speak on this because that's how they control us, is through the shadows. But I'm telling you, that's what it was. And I found I didn't like being popular. It's my lot in life because I'm meant to be a leader. But I had to learn how to like manage that calling, that mantle. So am I going to sit here and feel so bad about myself because I wasn't quote unquote cool in high school? Listen, when I look back on those people, even back then, I didn't respect them. They were lame. They're some towny ass bitches. Why do I care? I don't respect them. I'm not worried about what mundanes think of me. Oh, like the people from this scene or that scene don't talk to me anymore. So what? They are nobodies in comparison to what my calling is taking me to be. And y'all need to start thinking about that. Oh, well, I don't want to think about people that way. That's those Pleiadian lies. You need to be honest with yourself. If someone ain't living right, why are you respecting their opinion more than you respect your own? If someone is indoctrinated and being ridden by entities and operating from Atlantis colonial ideations, why are you respecting what they think in their mind before you respect your own, when you know that you have a divine channel to the Most High and that you're chosen? What the fuck? That don't make no sense. And you cannot make it make sense. And you got to stop. No excuses, period. This next 2 weeks, no excuses. The complaints, the feeling sorry for ourselves, it's a wrap, it's a dub. You better get fired up as I'm fired up, for real. This is what I'm saying. It is a wrap, it is a dub. Watch the subliminals, self-concept subliminals. I can list sub makers in the description. I know. What I do is I sit down one day and I just do all of those things like at once, and I make all of the covers for all of my YouTube videos that don't have covers all at once. I do it in one like fell swoop. But I can't do that shit. Like, I cannot. I'm so sorry. Once I get done channeling, I'm usually so out of it and hungry and tired. I just need to I cannot do it. So excuse me for taking some time, but that's my truth. You see me telling the truth, justice. Athena has been up heavy. Ma'at. You want justice, but you're not allowing yourself to receive it. You're still waiting for this old motherfucker to come back from the past who never did you right. And you know that they're not going to do you right. They don't have what you need. They don't have what you want. They're not deserving of you. They're not worthy of you. They dubbed you 1,000,000 times. You don't have enough self-respect to not fuck with them. They don't want you. But if you don't want you, you're going to continue attracting people who don't want you. When you want yourself more than you want anything in this life, I want my fucking self. My most blessed divine self, the essential self that God made me to be. Wonderfully and fearfully made. I'm not kidding you. I'm popping off because I love you. What the fuck? Deadass. The cognitive dissonance that I see in this community of earth angels, chosen ones. You want other people to believe in your powers. You don't believe in your powers. I'm talking to myself right now, too. Everything I say comes through me because I need to hear it, too. 9 of Pentacles. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Building your own divine counterpart. You got to come into divine union with yourself, your Holy Spirit, your holistic spirit, all the parts of you, regardless of what embarrassing thing you did in the past. You may have done some fuck shit in the past. I did some fuck shit. Okay? I hooked up with people. I really wish I could. What does Jay say? He said, I know there's some, let's say, ninjas that you wish you could unfuck, basically. I wish I could erase them. But I have erased them because they're not in my energy anymore. I already cleared those connections. So what? All it is information. And now I don't do stuff like that. And I can use that to help other people. I don't do it no more. So what difference does it make? You cannot use that to hurt me. Oh, you hooked up with that ugly person. So you are ugly. So what's the tea? I did that. I was 20 years old. I did this crazy thing. I was 19. Oh, you're still talking about something I did when I was 17? You mean 12 years ago? Oh my gosh, you're still talking about something that I did in elementary school. Meanwhile, I'm about to go to fucking grad school. What kind of loser idiot are you? How are you still living 20 years ago? You're still operating from 20 years ago. Grow up. You gotta say these things. Y'all, a lot of folks, I'm talking to myself too. But remember, I'm channeling. So, I'm just giving it what it is. A lot of folks, like, we be out here, like, not telling people, not checking people. You need to check these fools. I posted a story, like a memoir type story in my Instagram stories the other last week. And it was back in my drinking days. And there's a lot about drug culture and partying and drinking and being wild. And there's stuff about violence in there. It's just crazy. It's crazy town, USA. I mean, we were watching Skins back then, okay? Like, I don't know if people understand, like, how millennials, like, how we got down. We threw down. We partied. And I posted this story and I put a preface in it. And I was like, I'm just going to preface this with the fact that I haven't had a drink in 5.5 years. I have not touched a mood or mind altering substance in 4 years. This what I'm talking about happened when I was 20 years old. I had just turned 20 years old. And yeah, I'm not out here to impress Jan from HR. I'm not a townie ass bitch. I'm not a townie 9-to-5 bitch trying to impress Jan from HR. Okay, I'm a fucking rock star. I'm trying to get a book deal for some memoirs and be an MTV TRL, the equivalent of a 2024 MTV TRL VJ. That's what I want. You and me, we're on different types of time. So if this bothers you or you got a problem, you just need to mind your business. This is my house. You don't come into my house and talk to me crazy and tell me what to do. Without much further ado, let's get into it. I said that because folks need to know it's not enough to just set a boundary. You also have to enforce it. I'll block someone real quick. I don't care. When I was desperate for relationships, when I was desperate for attention, when I desperately needed to be liked by anyone, even people I didn't like, even people I didn't care for or respect, I kept giving them the benefit of the doubt, like giving them compassion and giving them grace. No, I was embarrassing myself. I was playing myself and I was letting them play me. I was being a weak ass bitch. I was being a whack ass bitch to myself. I was self-abandoning and self-betraying. This is what I'm channeling. This is the innermost self. This is a lot of our inner child who's saying this. I was thinking, is this Saturn? No, it's the inner child. Let's go look at first house is in Taurus, and the moon and Uranus are here. And get out of here. Sorry. And we have Mercury at 1 degree of Virgo. What did I say? This is why we're talking about the mundane aspects of lifestyle. Then we have the 10th house legacy lifestyle, because your lifestyle, they call it career. It's lifestyle. Your career is part of your lifestyle, and it dictates a lot about your lifestyle. What kind of car you drive, what kind of clothes you wear, how you spend your time, the kind of people that you spend your time around. This is documented in another one of the newsletters. Everything I'm saying is already in the newsletters. Anyway, but each platform has its own vibe. But if you don't get it by now, you should go subscribe. 5th house also has to do with childhood. It has to do with creativity. We have Mercury here. You need to be conscious about how you are co-creating. What are these mental structures that you're operating from? Because this Mercury retrograde is asking you to be very cognizant of how the mundane, the everyday aspects of your life actually make up the larger life that you live. If every day, like, you're not taking care of your hygiene, you're not investing in yourself, but you want like a baddie. This is some incel type shit. You don't take care of yourself. You are a loser. You don't know anything. Like, you're not sophisticated. You're not wise. You're not smart. You don't have any money. You work a lame ass job, or you don't even have a job. Like, living, like, just nothing to offer anybody. but then you expect to have a baddie? That's insane. That's what these incels are like, though. And they're like, I'm involuntarily celibate. No, it's not involuntary. You voluntarily are dirty and disgusting. You don't bring anything to the table. You are actually antisocial. And you invest in that and you double down on it. You're not entitled to sex with anybody. You better get your ass in the shower, cut your fucking hair, and get on Indeed, bitch. And if you don't have any skills, then you better go back to school and figure it out. This is perhaps an extreme example, but this is what this is what it is. Take it how it applies. Apply it where in your life it's the same thing. Like I said, for me and my career as an artist, I had my foot halfway in, halfway out. Why? Because I had my other foot out in the hometown past life shit, caring about what these townies are thinking about me. Meanwhile, we don't rock with the same people. We don't be around the same people. We don't do the same type of things. We don't have the same vision. You don't have the same intensity. You don't have the same power as me. Your blueprint is very different. Yeah, I'm trying to achieve while still like operating from that. No, done. It's a dub. It's over. Oh, well, what if people see me posting every day and like posting this kind of content and they like are like, what do you think that you are? Some sort of influencer? Yeah, that's exactly what I think that I am. That's because that's what I'm doing. By simple virtue of the fact that I am doing it, that's what I am. When you start believing in yourself, it's going to come. When you start believing that you're worthy of your divine counterpart, you're worthy of romantic love, platonic love, familial love. But what it requires is you healing and breaking down all of these blockages that you've been laboring through. This is what it is, the Tower. I'm telling you, we have this magician energy because it's about co-creation and alchemy. You don't want to do the work? Don't expect anything good then. Period. It's not easy. But I don't know who told you it was, because they lied to you. It's time to choose every single thing that you do. If you're like, I'm not going to brush my teeth because I'm tired and I don't feel like it. I'm just not going to do it. You know why I was able to jailbreak co-creation is because I realized that more than the big overall things. Oh God, I'm manifesting a record deal. The brushing of my teeth does more for my manifestation practice than scripting or vision boards or even researching the record labels that I want to work with. Showing up for myself. No, I am going to brush my teeth because I deserve to have clean teeth. I deserve for my dental care. I deserve for my dental health to be taken care of. That's what I deserve. And I'm going to give it to myself because somebody's going to take care of me. Somebody's going to love me. If it's just me, then fuck it. That's all that I need. And guess what? When you start doing that, they're going to come. I now have people in my life. I've cried. I've sat down and cried because of the kind of love that I have, the kind of friendships that I have, the kind of support that I have. All that took me was admitting to myself a certain type of trauma that I experienced, that I was literally drinking and abusing substances so that I would forget about. I can take care of myself as a neurodivergent person because I'm no longer running away from the memory of being diagnosed with autism at the age of 4 because I was so ashamed, because I knew my mom was ashamed. The past month or so, do you know how many times I have broke down crying because of how much I've been transmuting the shame of being different? I sit here and I tell you, I don't give a fuck what a mundane has to say. But I can tell you what, that little kid version of me sure did. What I look like operating from that version of me. And I'm not going to sit here and talk down to them. I'm going to turn around and love them. Because I see the writing on the walls. I see the agenda to make me one of the most fucking powerful people I know, who literally the foremost priest in Ghana is like, yeah, this person needs to come so that we can work with them. This is a very special child. This person is very, very special. If you're part of my collective, you better know the fuck that you are too. This what you gotta hear, then this is what you gotta hear. The tough love. When people used to give me tough love in my family, they did not love me. So they were just yelling at me and talking down to me. What I'm telling you is love. You don't see what other people see in you, but you wonder why people are trying to drain your energy. Why the fuck would they go and drain your energy if you weren't powerful, if you weren't that bitch? They would go find a loser who's easy to manipulate. But no, they keep coming to you. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, I wonder why. Why is it always me? Maybe because you're rare. But you don't treat yourself like a precious mineral. You don't treat yourself like a precious jewel. You don't treat yourself like a precious stone. Meanwhile, in God's eyes, that's exactly what you are. You are a crown jewel. You don't see them putting iron in the royal jewels. No. In fact, what you see them doing actually is stealing the masks and the minerals and the sacred objects from my culture. That's what you see them doing. And also our magical practices and our spiritual practices, inverting them and using them to enslave the rest of the world. That's what you see them doing. You're a fucking crown jewel, and you're sitting here thinking that you're a pebble on the ground. A common pebble. You're not a pebble. People go to war over people like you and energies like yours. Meanwhile, you're sitting here thinking, oh, if only I were this person or that person. That basic ass bitch, that's who you want to be? I had an ex who, like, when we first started, I would really say fucking with each other because it wasn't even really dating. And if I'm being real, I wouldn't even call that person my ex because, like, to be honest, like, we weren't really going on dates. Like, we'd go to parties together, but we weren't going on dates because he was broke. And like from the outset, he tried to neg me, and he showed me this light skin. I guess she's like maybe Puerto Rican because he was Haitian by way of Puerto Rico. This Puerto Rican woman who was like light skin, had straight hair, and like she was very curvy or whatever. And I looked at her and I was like, she's ugly. That's your dream girl? And I laughed in his face. And he was like, oh, what? And I was like, that is not a good looking person. So if that's your dream girl, like, kudos to you, but that girl's face is messed up. She's jacked, bro. You're not gonna play me. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's true. I'm talking about aesthetics, but like deadass, that's a perfect example that I have. And there are plenty of people who are not, I don't think that they're attractive, but everybody else thinks they're attractive. There are also plenty of people who are conventionally unattractive, and they are some of the most famous models in the world. It's about your mindset. And a lot of y'all, like, you don't like yourself. It doesn't matter who you're around. You could be around Mr. Bean type people, and you're going to be jealous of Mr. Bean because you don't like yourself. Meanwhile, when you like yourself, nobody can make you jealous. Ain't nobody out here who's better than me, just like nobody's worse than me. Or anyways, nobody is, God loves us all equally. Let's put it that way. Do I think that God likes all of us equally? No. But the Most High Divine Creator does not like or dislike, because they're not like a human. They don't experience things like that. The Most High Divine Creator is all that is. But I'll tell you what, our deities, our family gods, our ancestors, for instance, my ancestors love me. And I know that they don't like some of the people in my family, and they leave from behind them. So I say this all to say, bro, like, he thought that he thought he could make me jealous by talking about how he liked this light-skinned woman, and that was his ideal, and she had big titties and da-da-da-da-da. I don't care. Because frankly, I don't even like you. But I was being karmic at that time, so I had a karmic partner. I'm not being karmic so much anymore, and I have less karmic relationships now. I don't have quote unquote, I don't have platonic relationships. Let's say it that way. I don't have platonic relationships with people who are karmic because once they show me who they are, I'm not fucking with you anymore. It's a dub. It's a wrap. You come around here on that negative shit, negative Nancy type shit, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not interested in having a conversation with you because you're just draining my energy. Why are you bringing such misery to everybody that you get around? Figure that the fuck out. Get your shit together. They got to gossip about everybody. Why don't you can't talk about your own life? You can't talk about ideas. That's what you got to do, is tear down others when they're not even around. I don't respect that. If I can't talk about my trauma in a solutions-oriented capacity, it's not a safe space. You're not my friend. That's all I had as friends back in the day. Because I'm not tolerating that, I don't have that in my life anymore. Let's get back to talking about Chiron retrograde. Here in Aries, we have the North Node. It's the 12th house in Aries. So it has to do with fear of acting, taking action. You need to have faith that doing what you have been ordained to do is what you need to do. And it's going to work out for you. Don't let what's happening in the material world keep you from doing what you got to do. I'm trying to tell you, like, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of triggers coming up in the material world. But honestly, actually, I feel like a lot of abundance is going to be flowing to us. But how's it going to reach us if we are still having these blockages up, if we're still clenching our sphincters, if we're still tensing up like, oh my God, I got to control everything. You don't have to control everything. When you know that you've done all that you can do, that's all that you can do. So what the hell else are you going to do? You can't do anything more. You got to think logically, because a lot of people are just thinking with their irrationally and operating from trauma responses. Fight, flight, fawn. Fight, flight, fawn. There's a fourth one. I'm not remembering it right now. Take a breath. Take a pause. Consider what is happening in your body. When your cortisol lowers and your adrenaline stops flowing and coursing through you, because you've been taking some deep breaths and grounding, you maybe drink some water, you maybe run your hands under some cold water, you come back into your body, then you respond to the situation from a place of wisdom. But we're not out here acting up, showing our ass, acting a fool. We're not doing that. It's time to grow up and stop letting our inner children run the show. Some of you need to go to adult children of alcoholics and dysfunctional families. I don't care to hear excuses from anyone. Deadass, I don't care. Because if you really want to be free, you will do anything to free yourself. I would rather die than live in chains. I'll do anything to free myself. I deserve that. My inner children deserve that. My future children deserve that. My bloodline deserves that. They've been through enough. My grandmama deserves to see me free. She's been through enough. She fought so that she went through hell so that I could have the life that I have. I'm going to sit here and be ungrateful and entitled. No, we're not doing that. So claim your personal power. A lot of people don't want to claim their personal power. We're talking about Pluto retrograde in the 10th house in Aquarius, which is opposing the sun in the 4th house with Fortuna and Venus. I walk around like that bitch. 𝗪𝗻𝗁𝗪 If you're afraid of possessing your personal power because you're afraid of not being liked, you're afraid of, okay, I had a job where like I was afraid to post openly and I could not post openly. And I also I could not post openly my views and beliefs because of this job. Meanwhile, I was broke. I was being narcissistically abused by my boss. If telling the truth and being your authentic self means that they're not going to fuck with you, fuck them. I wouldn't piss on them with Grand Marnier, like Pusha T said. Hold your head up high and act like you're actually a chosen one. Some of y'all really need to hear this. And I'll be real, it does annoy the heck out of me. Like, you cannot say that you're chosen and be acting like that. You cannot. It is antithetical. So you need to choose one or the other. They're throwing magic. Okay, they're weak. They're not going to succeed. Operate from that belief. They will never succeed. It's already won. What they're doing, they're fighting themselves. They're sabotaging themselves. Because I'm blessed and highly favored. Period, poo. Period. Let the walls crumble down. A lot of this is like holding back on your true feelings, and you're not allowing yourself to come into divine union, divine counterpart. You want the job. I want the money in the cars in the clothes, the hoes, I suppose. I just want to be successful, right? But I wanted them to think I was successful. I was living half of my level. I was living beneath myself. I was doing things to get things I don't even want. I don't even like. That's a dub, bro. Let that shit go. God wants you in divine union. The Most High, the Holy Spirit is like, come home. Come home. I called you home ages ago. Why are you still playing outside with them fools? I got a hot meal for you. I got a hot bath for you. You fell down in the mud. Get it up out the mud. Come home. All you got to do is get here. I can't make you get up. We have free will. God can't force you to get up. That's why our ancestors will pester us with annoying things or scary things, because that's the best way that they can get us to do what we got to do. Come home. 4th house, Leo. Come home to yourself. You never had nobody love you the way that you're about to be loved. But you got to believe in that. Let nobody take that away from you. That is your divine birthright for all of us. Period. Whether you're mundane or you're a chosen one or you're an earth angel or an outlier of any kind, whether you're part of the aggregate or you're an outlier, that is all of our divine sacred birthright. And you're supposed to be leading the battalion. You're supposed to be modeling that to the aggregate. How are you going to model if you're not doing it? Monkey see, monkey do. Okay, so that's what I have for the most part for this week. I'm going to finish reading what I said for Chiron retrograde Aries. This is all about you taking actions that are a betrayal of self, what I say, including not taking action at all. And it's directly tied to your ability to speak up and advocate for yourself. What did I say? People will be trying it, and you will also see the aspects of the version of you who you used to be, like this mirrored back to you. Yes. In all of these cases, no matter what they do, these narcissistic cluster B scumbags cannot force you to be anyone who you are not. Stand in an energy that indicates that you know who and what they are, and you're not having it. Please note that I do see this being a big problem in the realm of sex and romance, which makes sense since Aries is related to those realms. And it begins in the 5th house, creativity, children, and sex. This is what we've been talking about. If you're single, this may be showing up in your romantic relationships with people you're dating disrespecting you or trying to get you to do stuff you're not comfortable with, 𝗪𝗻, shaming you for being a prude, saying you're too high maintenance, negging you in order to attempt to establish dominance. What did I say? For those in couples, it may be someone desperately attempting to seduce you so that you are unfaithful. Do not let their attacks keep you from enjoying your life. Remember, they are not your higher power. All right? Be discerning. I'm definitely picking up gossip this week. And yeah, don't let people get you out of character, get you out of pocket. And if your character is to be somebody who lets people talk to you crazy, you need to change that. All right, so we're going to see what we're getting for money and career, for platonic, and for romance, okay? We get the 8 of Wands in reverse for money and career, 8 of Wands in reverse. We get 5 of Pentacles, and we get the 5 of Swords. So I do see, yeah, like I said, you have to defeat these self-limiting beliefs in order for the money to come into you. This is what it is. Nobody's can stop you, but it's about you and your mindset and your beliefs. It is there. A lot of abundance is actually on the other side of you stopping these self-sabotaging behaviors, these self-sabotaging, like these karmic behaviors and patterns. You understand what I mean? Like if it is a stream coming to you and there is a dam that is these self-limiting beliefs, yeah, it's going to get dried up. But you're like, oh, God's not giving me what I want. You're not giving you what you want. You're not allowing it to come to you. Whatever realm of your life that's happening, you've got to let it go. I'll tell you what, I post almost every day. I post things that and I also make content all the time, everywhere I go. Like, I don't post on TikTok every day, but I've been posting on Instagram, my personal Instagram, every day almost. I don't feel called to post on TikTok really right now. And I haven't been posting on here as much, but like in terms of everything else, I promote my businesses in my Instagram story every day. I'm promoting something. I'm constantly telling people, listen, distractions. I'm constantly telling people, like, go follow this, go look at this, go look at that. Why did I do it if not to actually like make money? And then I expect people to know about it, but I didn't even let them know about it. You know, if you want to be a musician, go sign up for an open mic. Submit your music to like playlists and stuff like that. Go join an artist group where people promote their music together. Go get a license so that you can go busk on the street and play in the park. Go to jam sessions. Figure it out. Nobody's stopping you except you. This is the thing. This is why I said like they have to do mind control because nothing else can work. And they're getting in through these back doors. So you need to shut the door, Prince of Cups. You need to reclaim your sovereignty in the space and the realm of your money. Oh, because I'm not getting that many likes or this, that, or third. Who cares? Stop looking at your insights then. And just post for you. Post what makes you happy. Post like, obviously you want to be doing things that are going to be successful, but why are you posting about math if you want to bake? Oh, well, people like math. That's not sustainable. That doesn't even make sense. A song that came up, something is happening with Sean Paul this year. I don't know what it is, but I keep picking him up and I keep channeling him. This song by Travis Scott, it's from Astroworld. Dun, 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 dun. Just build an Astroworld playground to play with my baby. Any one of them could be in your mama. What is this song? Hold on. No, it's not that. It's Houston Fornication. Oops, sorry. Oh my God, sorry. He says, I might need me some ventilation, a little vacation. Houston Fornication. If it rise in the east, okay. I don't know why that song is coming up, and if I'm being honest, I don't want to figure it out, but maybe go listen to that song. Be very mindful about what kind of concept you are or content you are consuming right now. Mind, redefine, new renovations. Exactly. Like, this is what you got to understand. If you don't know the codes, and I do really want to do another intergalactic crystal ball on all of the codes that Kendrick Lamar puts down in Euphoria and Not Like Us, about that speaks to what Drake is doing and what he has done and why people really don't fuck with him. If you haven't watched, I'm going to do that. I want to do it this week, but I might have to do it next week. But if you haven't watched the music executive one that I did, I really recommend you to go watch that ASAP. But these people who come from these Masonic lineages, these people who come from these Masonic lineages, they know how to do that. They know how to control your mind. The mind is all in the material realm. So you're not a master if you haven't mastered your mind. If your mind is telling you you're a broke ass loser, at the end of the day, what I am is an unconditionally loved child of God. That is what I am all the time. That is me in the truth of who I am. I may have lost a few times. My money might be low at a certain point in time, but guess what? This too shall pass. None of that lasts forever. If I get it up out of the mud, my own personal mental framework, mind redefined, new renovations, build a whole new world. It is a cube, the Matrix. We've talked about this before. I can't go down that road. I've been channeling for a long time. Space coop back out of the space station, float around town, do that on the daily. He's talking about astral projection, by the way. He also might be talking, I also definitely feel like he's also talking about not monitoring spirits, though, yes. But these FMs, these witches, necromancers, they are like floating around, watching us in the astral, like remote viewing. So you better figure out how to seal off your space, your energy, so that they can't enter. Do some research on that. This is how they're stealing your ideas, and this is how they're stealing your plans. Don't tell anyone your plans or your ideas right now. Don't tell anyone anything until it's done, until it's baked up out the oven. Don't tell anybody anything. I wish I hadn't said some things that I said. I do want you to be in a celebratory energy. We have won the spiritual war, so you need to be celebrating. How I'm supposed to feel safe, 12 live adjacent. Yeah, crib built like a prison where the bitch is gated. Yeah, spending all my time getting up there getting faded. Handing out the E to the entertainment. Yeah, on this side it's popping and it's dangerous. Riding through the clouds, we going through the vapors. I'm just trying to get the paper, staying out the papers. It ain't easily done, it ain't easy. 𝗵𝗱𝗱𝗨𝗧, make it look breezy. Wedding bands on my fist, shit, it's freezing. Throw the bands, get a kiss, then she leave me. I just want the peace. It's still Lambo over Mercedes. Just built the Astroworld playground, play with my baby. Had a few pop singers, anyone could be yo mama. Had some real conversations with my bill about Congress. I thought he said something about Mo Bamba in this song, but I guess he didn't. This song, this whole album, if you cannot tell that he is FM, he is from a lineage. He is. That is a well-known fact. Everyone knows that. But if you can't tell that he's already initiated, indoctrinated into this shit, this song, everything I just said, it's we have to be operating on that level. That's why I say, if you're not willing to do magic to protect yourself, chosen ones, no one's saying to fight back, but you need to protect yourself. They're fighting fire with fire. You fight with water. Fight with earth. You feel me? If you're a magical being, you need to use magic. You don't know how to use magic, you better learn. He said, pop a seal like it's Chris. Pop a seal. The 7 seals, the 7 veils, the Hermetic principles. I already told y'all this. Wedding bands on my fist. Rings of power, Saturnian rings. The rings of Saturn are the things that are used to imprison the divine feminine. That shit's over. That shit's done. Yellowstone already blew up. The ring of fire in the earth has been activated for over a year now. All this shit is being pushed out. All of that nonsense is being pushed out. 4 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. A lot of you are in isolation because you need an Ace of Swords. You need a new perspective. Stop there and let me correct it. Wanna live a life from a new perspective. You come along because I love your face and I'll admire your expensive taste. And I told you, I smoked a lot of cigarettes last week and my voice has not yet recovered. And that's actually why, I definitely wanted to smoke more cigarettes. And I was like, nope, I cannot do that because I need to be able to sing again. Princess of Swords in reverse. Stop playing games. Stop acting like you don't know what's up. Take control of your mental faculties. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you. So stop acting like a novice. For me, it's it doesn't matter how many followers I have, what is in my bank account. I know for a fact that I have earned my stripes. I am an adept. I am not a novice. I am not a knave. I am not a fool. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Been down since day one, baby. 10 toes down. So if that's true, why am I sitting here doubting myself? We're not doing that. I said I was going to do romantic. I feel like there's a lot of distractions in the realm of romance right now. You might just be fighting with your partner a lot over dumb shit. And it's because y'all are both projecting and y'all might both be mirroring one another. If you are in separation in any capacity from your counterpart, it's because of your own mindset. It's because you're not allowing yourself to invest wholly and come into this union with one another. I saw Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And you have to stop that. So in the realm of love and romance, 8 of Swords in the reverse. I am hearing get up off of the dating apps. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The growing pains, this loneliness. My loneliness is killing me. But then in Stronger, she says, my loneliness ain't killing me no more. And we did get the Strength card out here. So this is what you need to understand. If you are in, excuse me, I'm going to keep shuffling this. If you are in separation with your person, 9 of Cups, King of Pentacles in reverse, 2 of Swords. If you are in separation from your person for any reason, any way, even if you don't know who they are, even if you've never met them, you're still magnetizing yourself towards them. Your electromagnetic field, what you're putting out in your mental space, the electric is the mental space. Lightning, thunder, okay? That space that is being controlled, you need to take back your power. You need to get up out of there, because those are the electrical impulses that you're putting out, and that's what you're magnetizing. You need to think about, like, you need to put yourself in that mind space of like who you are when you're with this person. And if you are already in union, you need to put yourself in that energy of who you are, especially if you're the divine feminine, because we're the ones who lead the way. We lead, they follow, the masculine follows. So 8 of Swords in the reverse. I heard, fuck all that weak shit. We about to make a mill. I don't know what song that is. But 8 of Swords in reverse, Ace of Pentacles. You can't be letting people get the better of you and think that you're about to be like some baller shot caller. Nobody's going to trust you to ball or to shot call, because your ancestors, angels, and guides are not going to trust you with more power. Tell you that much. I was not allowed to have this level of power until I got sober. And my ancestors and my spirit guides and my great gods told me I wouldn't be allowed to have my the most high power that I could embody unless I stopped drinking. And so I did. I gave it up. It was not good anyway, but I'll tell you what I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to stop smoking weed, but I did, because I knew that it was better for me to do this if I really wanted what my vision was, if I really wanted my divine union, which is the life that I was meant to live, my powers to embody my vision. Like, you know what I mean? So this is what y'all need to understand, is like, you got to make sacrifices, self-sacrifices. You don't need to make sacrifices with anybody else. I am going to talk about that when I do this next intergalactic crystal ball. Ace of Pentacles, new life is coming in. New opportunities are coming in. You're going to meet a new person. Some of you are going to, it's just a new, actually, it's like, you're moving into this new level. Finally, what you've been going through, what you've been growing through in the spiritual realm and the unseen is materializing, and you're entering into this new level because you have you've transcended the beast and the karmic cycles. You've transcended, and you're coming into union. If you're already partnered, that's the new version of you is coming into the new version with your partner. There are growing pains, but so what? Okay? It's being offered to you to make those decisions. Like, you gotta choose. Every time you gotta make a choice. Am I going to operate from the old karmic past, or am I going to invest all of myself into my future? Don't be contacting anyone from your past. They're going to come around anyway. And if they do, you can decide how you're going to handle that. But I know for me, I'm not fucking with nobody from my past, because they're lame, they're bozos, they had a chance and they blew it. People are talking about you. A lot of people have something negative to say, but a lot of people have something positive to say. And a lot of other people are like, the people who are lying on you, people are like, that is literally not true. Like, that's a bold-faced lie. You know? You just keep doing you. Keep showing up as the best version of you that you can possibly be. The Lovers in reverse, exactly. These karmic relationships, it's a wrap. Like the Mariah Carey song, Page of Swords in reverse, you're not a fool anymore. Nobody can play in your face. So I do feel like people are going to try to, for sure. Two of Swords in reverse, you know who you are. You know what you got to do. King of Pentacles, and that's going to allow you to come into mastery. Five of Cups may be sad, but it is what it is. Allow yourself to feel your feelings. There's a lot of betrayal. It's true, but you know, whatever. By cutting these people off, you are like keeping yourself safe, because these people may have been, outside of just doing like word curses over you through gossip and shit and evil eye, I do get the sense that they were that some of them were actually doing magic against you. Not all of you, a lot of you it's just gossip and evil eye, but with Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck, like, you know better. Cut them off. Do not give them any fucking leeway or any kind of way to get in, like, to attach to you. I feel like that's pretty much like all that really need be said. I think it's kind of just the same thing over and over, and we don't need to like beat a dead horse, as they say. I want to get something that is like, something really nice to send y'all off with, even though I think there was plenty nice, considering like you are a sacred child of the divine. But like, let's get something to like put some pep in your step, okay? Something lovely to make you love a little bit more on yourselves. We're gonna get 3 piles. Think in your head what your number is, 1, 2, or 3. And I also want to encourage you, when you're feeling down, you need to make a playlist of all of your favorite songs. That shit helps so much when I'm feeling down. I have playlists when I feel demoralized, and inspiration playlists. And when I hear Yolanda Adams on that playlist, I start to cry. Or I might hear Tupac on there. I might hear Slick Rick, hey, young world, the world is yours. Hey, young world, the world, young world. And like, I have Biggie Smalls on there with Miley Cyrus, The Climb. Okay, whatever gets you pumped up. And you also need a bad bitch playlist that makes you feel like, I walk around like that bitch, because I am that. I just made so much money, it's hard to count that. You go shopping, you look for the sales rack. I go shopping, I don't look at the price tag, or whatever Flo Milli says. That's why rap, I feel like, is so helpful to get you pumped up, because it's all about swagger and, yes, bravado and like being braggadocious in a way, but it's like, you have to understand, to go through the things that Black people of African descent on this planet have gone through. Why wouldn't rap be that way? When everybody's trying to shit on you and put you down, anti-Blackness is pervasive. So why wouldn't rap be all about bigging yourself up? Realistically, you know what I mean? So that's why I have songs like Juicy. I've cried to Juicy. I've had emotion when I had to drop out of university the first time. Well, I didn't have to drop out that time. It did end up like, we did end up that I got to stay, and like the money was found. But like, when I thought I was going to have to drop out the first time, I cried to All Falls Down and Juicy. And that's when I made that playlist, actually. And I still use it to this day. I was 18 years old. 11 years later, I still use it. So you make your playlists that help you. I have a playlist for all sorts of things that put me in the vibes I'm trying to bring to myself. Okay, so pile 1, 𝗵𝗻𝗄, where are you being called to journey to? I feel like pile 1, you are someone who is just so, you are actually very willing to go where you have to go and do what you have to do. It doesn't take much to get you to do that. And you are a leader amongst your community. People really look up to you because they know that you're a trailblazer. They know that you're a trendsetter. But you just got to ignore all of the noise that you like hear all around you. Like, anyone who's hating on you is just jealous of you. They want to be you so badly. And people that you cut off may like talk trash about you and stuff, and they may hate you, but it's just because they miss you so much. and they want you so badly. You know what I mean? That's why. Pile 2, Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? I need to turn this screen share off. How are you being called to step up and lead? Council of Light in reverse, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. Pile 3, you are a leader as well, obviously. I mean, I think my collective are just leaders, but you are so powerful spiritually. Like, you are actually from a really high like vibration. You're from a really high realm. You might be Lyran, but I even think that you came from outside of this universe. Like, you may have helped to create the universe. So kudos to you. You might really identify with dragons, but like, you are incredibly powerful. Like, nobody can touch you, really. Nobody can hurt you in terms of like magic. But what it is like, this is a lot of what I was saying before too, is like, if you need to believe in yourself and you need to believe in your power, and that's what's going to keep you safe and protect you from the attacks. They have to destabilize you in order to attack you, because if you believe in yourself, they can't attack you. You know what I mean? And believe in your power. Your power's so strong that like it just disintegrates when they throw magic at you. Pile 3. You are an ascended master. You are, not all of you are, some of you are deities on earth, but not all of you. But most of you are ascended masters. That much is true. So that's pile 2. Pile 3. Deep replenishment, rest, retreat, be held. Pile 3, you are such a loving, nurturing, caring person, and get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Don't dim to fit in the reverse. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? You are where people go to get refilled. You are the well that people go to like be replenished from. The living waters, you might identify as being crystalline. You encourage people, like people go to you for pep talks. Like a pep talk from you, you might be someone like you need to do that like as your career, is to like, be a motivational speaker. You might be someone who needs to like motivate others on like public platform, and that's your bag, because like you genuinely, you love people into submission is what I'm hearing. Like the worst cases of antisocial personalities, like you can bring those people to their knees. I'm not saying go and interact with them at all, but like you are someone who, don't put yourself in danger, but you're someone who really heals people. And you do have like, love will heal you from the attacks that are being sent at you. Love will heal you. They don't want you to win because you are healing too many people. But you just got to be like, I don't give a fuck what they don't like. Ooh, what is this about these attacks, Spirit? This is going to be the last thing that I pull. What is this about these attacks? It is the vampires. It is the unsacred shadow water demonic marine kingdom. They are attacking you because you are a crystalline 100%. Like I said, you're a crystalline. That's who's attacking you. But when you vibrate in that higher energy, in the crystalline, when you embody crystalline Christ consciousness, when you are operating from the highest possible calibration, when you operate from your high heart, they cannot touch you. Simple, plain and simple, do me first. They want to be in codependent relationships with you so that you will be too busy healing others to be able to actually be overflowing with abundance. But this is not forever. They try to make you think that life is going to be bad, but like you are everlasting life. They don't. And that is the thing of it. You need to just keep on tapping into that love. Do more of what lights you up, because when you are happy, like when you are loving on yourself, you are making the world a beautiful place. Okay, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. All of you keep facing truth and true north. The great gathering, it's coming, all coming together. Intuitive Hits Soul Tribe. We are here together, family. We are here together. Okay, you are not alone. Just like Michael Jackson said, you are not alone. We may not be with each other 100% in the physical because we're on the internet with one another, but you know that you're not alone. Take a break, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Take it easy this week. Don't burn yourself out. Don't strive too much. Keep a short to-do list, because you're not going to be able to get everything done. There's too much going on spiritually. There are too many codes, too much processing. Know that much. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration, exactly. And Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Focus on the beautiful things of life. Focus on the things that make you happy. Focus on joy, peace, and prosperity. I love you all so truly and deeply. I really, really do. I know that we had some brass tacks today, but this is what had to come through. I never want to be like you, and pointing the finger. That's why I kept reminding y'all that I'm talking to me too. I'm channeling for me too. But like, your inner children want the rest. So I know we had some brass tacks. This is love. This is Saturn, the true divine mother, loving on you. Okay. And we'll see you next time. Be sure to go ahead, and if you want to book a session with me, the Etsy is live. If you go to the link tree in the description, it is definitely there. I know that for a fact. You go to the link tree in the description, you can book a session with me. You can book an astrology reading. You can book a tarot reading. You can't quite yet buy any of my workbooks, but you will be able to buy a workbook relatively soon. And you can also subscribe to the mysteries. It is $11.11 a month. It is but it is $111.11. And if you pay annually, so that means that you get 2 months free. If you can't afford it, you can always just subscribe to the channel, which is where you'll see like my personal essays and stuff. And I do post blurbs, like downloads. I post things that I download on there, so you'll still get that for free. And once a month, at the beginning of the month, you will get a brief overview of what the energy is going to be for the month, but you will not be getting the in-depth insights, and you will not be getting the weekly messages to your inbox. So I would really recommend, even if you can't afford to pay right now, I'd still recommend following. If you want to just donate to this platform, if you want to just donate to me, I do believe that I have my payment methods down below. And yeah, turn on post notifications and follow the Instagram. It's at the Aetherium, and follow my TikTok. It's at Vie Darling 13, so that you can stay in the loop, because like I said, every platform is different. This is where I do my long form videos right now, because I can't use TikTok live after a while for some reason. And yeah, I love you so much, and I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you your energy back too. So I just sent you your energy back, and I placed you in a little orb to cultivate unconditional love and pushing out all of the shadow energy that doesn't resonate with that. Yes, there are these evil marine entities that are floating around. Fuck them. Peace. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.